Dude, yeah, this is like, is this like the Minecraft stand part of the community? Grounding a child is ageist. Imagine if you grounded a grown adult because they used a swear word or something. This is a pretty good take. Maybe stay in your own lane on this one. You're trying to explain what abuse is in regards to a woman of color. Oh, that's so good, dude. That's a good one. Look, this motherfucker goes, move on. Oh, no, that's from earlier. Never mind. I was going to say, trying to avoid the stun lock, participating in the stun lock personally. Grounding me for not doing my homework is literally abuse, dude. Also, it doesn't have to be just physical abuse. You can be mentally abused by your family. For sure. Like there is a very real psychological trauma and abuse that children are inflicted upon. I mean, or children experience, for sure. I just I don't know, seeing like what she is describing doesn't fit that metric for me. And the areas where like it could fit that metric, like you know, saying we're gonna disown you, it just seems like fucking fake bullshit. But once again, leftist chat, very typical of leftist chat to literally behave this way, where leftist chat is behaving in a way where it's like there is no gray area. It's only like, it's either you've traumatized me by gaslighting me and fucking emotionally abused me, or you're perfectly fine. Like there is no like, oh, they're just fucking bad parents who were also very concerned about the development of their daughter. Like there is no middle ground there. It's literally like everything is just so fucking annoying. Like why is literally everything like cranked up to the fucking nines? Zoomers, calm the fuck down, okay?
As smart as what they thought that you were. Yeah. Okay, I get that feeling that it's pretty tough to live up to their expectations. Okay, like your dad ultimately would like to see you be like a doctor. Those were pretty high standards for anybody. Not everybody can be a doctor. Okay.
You are white. You can't know what it's like having Asian parents. Look at South Korea. It's brutal. My parents literally pulled me out of a college that I chose to go to because I had 2 9s both semesters. Like, I'm fucking Turkish, idiot. You think my parents are fucking understanding when it comes to my grades? What are you talking about? My dad is a fucking PhD in economics from the London School of Economics. My mom is a fucking college professor right now. My dad is a college professor right now. My brother has a fucking graduate degree or a master's in engineering and is a fucking literal rocket scientist at Boeing. And my dad literally tells me every time he sees me that I need to get a fucking MBA, despite the fact that I make more money than he does or did at any point in his life. Don't fucking tell me about, like, my parents not being strict, you dumb fuck. Oh, I'm Korean. I know about strict parents. Oh, wow. Didn't realize only Koreans were fucking strict parents, dude. Didn't realize there was a monopoly of strict parenthood on the Korean side. Was I abused because of all that? Fuck no. That's ridiculous.
But they may have acted like you could have done it no problem. Their expectations were so high that few people would be able to reach that expectation. I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about anybody. And it started at a young age.
The detective further explores the stresses of living with overly strict parents, and Jennifer explains in further details the way she would cope, which for the most part was lying about her grades and living a double life with her boyfriend.
How did it feel having to lie to them all those years?
It's really hard. Really hard. Like I wanted to tell them, but it just they always looked down in disappointment.
Okay. And I'm sure there were days when you actually planned that this is the day I'm going to tell them, and then you just couldn't spit it out.
The opening strategy of the how and why solution has now been executed. A connection has been attained, and the desired narrative established. The next phase of the interrogation is about to commence, which is first set up by a two-step strategy. Step 1 is to induce fatigue. Step 2 is to induce fear.
Now, when's the last time you spoke to your dad?
This morning, just to see if my brother had made it into school.
Okay. And what have you and your father discussed about this case?
He just asked me if Daniel was behind it,
Okay.
and I told him I don't know 100%, but I don't think he did.
Okay. Why would he ask that?
Because he believes that we still talk, and that he would go to anyone to be with me.
Okay. And what do you think about that?
I know that he's moved on, so I don't think he would go to these lengths to be with me when he's already moved on.
The detective has Jennifer go through the entire incident once more, but unlike the first investigator, offers no reassurance nor consolation. Jennifer starts fake crying again, yet this time is given no tissues to wipe away her non-existent tears.
Now, do you think there's any reason why they tied you up and didn't tie your parents up?
I'm sorry. One last thing I gotta say is this. Some of you suburban white kids literally deserve to be on a leash, okay? Like some of you fucking suburban white Andes who like fucking call your parents by their first name, having asses, and fucking yelling at your fucking dad having asses, like are ridiculous, okay? And yes, you do deserve to be put on a fucking leash when you go to the goddamn mall by your white ass parents. Oh my fucking Lord. Like literally people are just like, not allowing me to play video games after a certain hour is actually a manifestation of physical abuse. You are neglecting me. It's like, no, they were overbearing parents who were fucking concerned with the well-being of their daughter and were literally overboard and overbearing, like I said. But goddamn, dude, like, it's crazy. You call your mom by her first name? You think my mom's first name is Anne, which is mom in Turkish? I've literally never called my mom by her first name in my entire life. This is a hella conservative take, FYI. Yeah, dude. There you go. You fucking found me, okay? You found it. This is like, I guess this is where I'm conservative, and I literally think that it's the right way to go about it. Like, endless freedom to pursue whatever passion you want to and always build confidence. But, like, obviously you can't let fucking kids do whatever the fuck they want lest they turn into dumbasses, okay? God damn. Like, I'm not advocating for fucking corporal punishment, but, like, you're being ridiculous when you're like, hey, you need to fucking eat your goddamn vegetables before you fucking play Minecraft. And some of you literally are just like, haha! That's it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Does that seem odd to you? Why does it seem odd?
Because I was away, up here separated from them the whole time.
And does it make sense that they would leave a witness behind? If they were going to kill somebody? Does that make sense?
I guess
Just thinking about it. Would it make sense for somebody that was going to kill somebody to leave a witness behind that could describe them? Does that make common sense for killers?
it's not.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was a mistake they made then?
I don't know. They kept saying that they're running out of time, and it just.
It doesn't take a long time to kill someone, though, does it?
I know. I don't know.
Jennifer's dramatics intensify as the discussion of the home invasion continues. She's trying to give off the nonverbal cue that she wants to move past the incident. The detective doesn't respond, but continues to go over the different stages of the night in more detail. He jumps from the beginning to the end to the middle, back to the end, and then back to the beginning again. None of this is for the purpose of information gathering. He is inducing mental fatigue as to diminish Jennifer's critical thinking. This is often done before a direct confrontation, as it can diminish the suspect's ability to consider the long-term consequences of a decision. Jennifer will get stressed and tired, not because she is traumatized by the event being recited, but because it's exhausting keeping up such an act when it's not genuine, and this performance eventually starts to dwindle and becomes gradually less convincing.
How did the conversation end with Dad?
I heard my mother calling for my father.
Okay. And then what?
Have to go through this again.
Okay. When you went to bed, was your mom home yet?
She'd just gotten home and I went down. I told her I'd be right back, and I went down, I said hi to her, and I went back up to my room.
Okay. Were you injured at all during the whole process?
Not really.
Okay. Not really anything? No. Okay.
Step 2 of the confrontation setup will now commence. The detective employs what is known as the futility technique. He will tell Jennifer that he has an abundance of resources at his disposal, and even fabricate much of what he asserts. He's indirectly telling the suspect it is useless to resist due to the overwhelming evidence against her.
Now, the reason why I'm here today, okay, is that I'm an expert, okay, in what we call truth verification. I talk to thousands of people, okay, and I basically know when somebody's not being straightforward with me, okay. I can tell by the language they use, how they answer the questions, their body language, how they treat the question, that something's wrong here, okay, this doesn't make sense.
The detective then gives Jennifer an 8-minute narrative on police tactics and forensic technology, some of which is embellished, but for the most part true. He then asserts that police are able to use infrared satellite imagery to see the occupants inside a household.
By the way, that's literally true. Well, not satellite, but like, that what he's saying is actually fucking true. They have, what do you call it? It's not a satellite. It's literally a van. They use that, yeah. It's not even a joke. They have heat sensors to like you can heat map or like use heat sensors to figure out like what it looks like. I think you can do it from a helicopter too, but I've never heard the fucking satellite. Yeah, they use thermal drones to find weed grows. Yeah.
This is entirely false.
And basically, if people...
He goes, it's entirely false? No, they literally have that. What the fuck? Why did he say that, dude? What the fuck is it called? Hold on. Maybe no, not because this is like in fucking however what year he wrote this in 2020. So it's not infrared thermal imaging. Pretty sure the U.S. Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional in the United States. This guy's asserting that they can look at footage from the robbery. Oh, that's not fucking true. It's entirely false for this specific case, and it's not done through satellites. But yes, they do have, like, cops do have fucking what do you call it? Like Not to embarrass you, but I think you're thinking of GTA 5. Wait, that's crazy. Was I thinking of GTA 5, dude? That's wild that this is like one of many different kinds of equipment that cops have to literally figure out if there are people occupying buildings, dude. Like, damn, I guess I fucking got that from Grand Theft Auto 5, dude. What a wild thing that like I saw on Grand Theft Auto 5. Radar C2 wall raises privacy concerns. Use of technology that allows police to see inside homes of suspects has raised privacy concerns. Man, look at that Grand Theft Auto technology, dude. That's crazy that this is technological achievements only done in Grand Theft Auto. I already literally said that what that guy was talking about as far as a satellite is false. But they do have technology to see inside of a fucking house like this, or to figure out how many people are inside. Anyway, let's keep going.
People are moving around in a house. It's like an X-ray, okay? And basically, we're able to tell, are those movements, are those actions, that number of people consistent with the story that we've been told? Are the people in the positions that the witnesses are telling us they were in? Or are they different? Okay, and if they're different, why are they different is what our question becomes, right? And so at the end of the day, okay, there's so many resources available to me that at the end of the day, I'm going to know if a person's telling me the truth or not.
The detective is now about to initiate the confrontation, but first brings the entire setup full circle by reestablishing the notions of reasoning and rationale. The suspect is fatigued and scared, but still needs to feel the detective is on her side.
Now, I can tell you that nothing surprises me in this job, okay? I am well aware that anybody on this earth is capable of making a mistake. Okay? I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're a priest. I don't care if they're a school teacher. I don't care what the situation is. Given a certain set of circumstances, everyone has the capability, Jennifer, of making a mistake, doing the wrong thing. Okay? The key, though, when I talk to people is when they made a mistake, okay, that's one thing, right? The key is to not keep making the same mistake. And to get that information out and get it off their chest. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, from this case, and I can tell you I've spent literally a week on this case, going over information after information, accessing all the sources, speaking to every other expert on the case. And at this point, Jennifer, I know that you've not been truthful with the police. Okay? You've not told us everything that you know, purposely. You've spent a considerable amount of time in the last 7 years telling half-truths. And I can understand why, okay? You've had a tough life. What's happened to you, to me, equates to abuse. And all the stresses that you've had and forced to lie, I can understand why you did it, okay? But you're in another situation here where you're under another tremendous amount of stress. And it doesn't feel good inside, does it? It breaks down the person that you are. Because at the end of the day, you're a good person. I know that. You've got a good heart.
Yeah, totally, dude.
In this case, though, you've made mistakes.
Yeah, like fucking
Okay?
hiring,
And you're involved.
like hiring with your boyfriend a bunch of dudes to come in and murder your family. You know, just like some mistakes. You've accidentally stepped into that now.
Involved in this. I know that. Okay, there's no question about it. The only question right now is, are you going to keep making mistakes? Are you going to go on the route that you've gone on over the years and try to pretend that things happen that never happened? Okay, are you gonna not face reality?
What do we learn from this, chat? The moment that you sit inside of one of these rooms, even as a witness, as soon as the cop is being nice to you, recognize that if the cop is being nice to you, recognize that you're being played. If the cop is being mean to you, recognize that you're a suspect and also therefore being played. So in all instances, lawyer up. I mean, obviously, number one is don't murder your fucking family, you know. But plead the fifth and lawyer up. Don't talk to cops and lawyer up.
We know that you're involved. We've done our homework, okay? We have to resolve that now here today. I need to know from you what really happened. And I know why this has happened. You have spent your whole life trying to live up to expectations that you can't meet, okay? And it's stressed the hell out of you. You're a 24-year-old woman being treated like a 15-year-old, okay? You've never done anything that terrible in your life, but you're being treated like you have. You're not being treated like the adult.
With peace and love, I'm going to assume Hasanabi is just manufacturing content by talking real ignorant and privileged instead of unironically making fun of her situation. What? Bro, what the fuck are you... Yo, chatters, sometimes people are fucking wild, okay? They're spoiled. They're entitled. Not every single instance. Like, we are looking at edge cases, okay? We're looking at edge cases. We're looking at edge cases in the sense that, one, we're looking at cops being manipulative as fuck, but actually doing it for a completely closed, 100% open and shut case, okay? Two, we're looking at edge cases when, like, this is the indefensible people in the criminal justice system, okay? Like, there are indefensible people in the criminal justice system. Even, like, prison abolitionists have to agree that there are psychopathic murderers and serial killers and people who do stuff like this that are indefensible and also very difficult to treat. Okay? So not everything has to be a manifestation of traumatic experiences. Like, sometimes people just fucking snap. Sometimes people are spoiled. Sometimes people are narcissistic. Sometimes people have sociopathic behavior that they demonstrate. Like, literally fucking spending 8 years hiding some truths from their parents, which is fine. That's like, that demonstrates that, like, the parents are very strict, but she obviously took a very different fucking turn there. And then literally organizing a hit squad on their fucking parents. Like, maybe it makes it so, it makes it easier for you to, maybe it makes it easier for you to just, like, feel like, oh, it's definitely because, like, her parents were abusive and that's why, like, she went and facilitated this. But, like, you're being ridiculous, dude. Like, you're being ridiculous. You are literally talking about a person who is portraying themselves as a victim to a fucking cop right now in the midst of an ongoing investigation, literally a week after she fucking murdered her parents, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you guys, dude? What is wrong with all of you?
That you are. Yes, you made some mistakes. Big deal. You're not the first person that has gone out and not told their parents that they're dating a guy, because in your culture they don't accept it. I understand that. I've talked to people in here that have kept that secret for their whole life from their parents. Okay, so that's not abnormal, but that puts a lot of stress on you, right? That's not easy for you, is it? No. Now, what we need to get down to here today, Jen, is what really happened. You need to tell me what went on, because you know who was in that house that night. You do, Jen. There's no question about that, okay?
While remaining empathetic and understanding, the detective still needs to keep Jennifer's confidence low. He watches for denials and stops them immediately. Letting the suspect deny her guilt will only increase confidence and morale. This needs to be stripped away as much as possible, as early as possible.
There's no question about it, okay?
The focus is kept from the magnitude of the crime and concentrated on the justifications of why someone would commit it.
Yes, their intentions might have been good, but they're not realistic. They're not, Dan, were they? Jen? Their expectations weren't realistic, were they? You couldn't live up to them, could you? You tried to. Right? Am I right? And finally you had to bite back, right? You had no other choice. You felt like you had no other options. You thought of everything else, including killing yourself. This is Canada. We're in the 21st century here. You cannot take everything out of a person. You can have expectations for your kids, but you can't expect them to do everything the way you want. It doesn't feel good to have secrets, does it?
No.
You have to let me know what happened here. Okay? Okay. But you were involved. Right? That's the part we need. Okay? We need to hear that from you because we know you were.
The detective appears to be getting nowhere, so he now lowers the gauge of admission. A confession to a lesser offense is far easier to attain, but once it is attained, can be used to build on the more damnatory elements of the case. You'll also notice that he uses broad terms that infer guilt, yet don't
Yeah, the detective should have pulled the other fucking lady's strat and been like, listen, I understand if you were like potentially a victim in this situation. You're a victim to your parents' abuse, you know, like the way that the chat was talking about it. God, your parents were so abusive. And then, you know, turn around and be like, maybe your boyfriend was the one who did this. And then have her admit to that.
directly accuse Jennifer of murder.
You knew before that night that this was going to happen. I'm going to make that easy on you. That's a true statement, right? You knew before that night that they were coming, right? Jen? It's not worth it anymore. It's hurting you.
She seems to be on the cusp of giving some form of admission, yet wants reassurance as to what it means for her own sake. She asks this question 9 times throughout this interrogation. It's one of the few things investigators can't actually lie about, as it's been used countless times in the past to get a case thrown out under misdirection. They can avoid the question, yet they can't afford any false promises with respect to sentencing.
I need to know the details. I can't even say. But I can tell you one thing is that we already know, so you can't change that.
Then why did it stop?
I know you did. But it got too far ahead of you, right? You didn't think this far ahead, did you?
Jail time, baby.
But once they started, once they came in, you couldn't stop it, could you?
Good.
Could you? Jen?
I wanted it to stop.
I know. Why didn't they stop for you?
Motherfucker's saying it's not funny. Y'all are
But
crazy.
you were part of the planning, right?
You are crazy. I need to
You have to
recenter
tell
all of
me
you.
that part, and then we're going to work through it together. Do you know what I'm saying? You didn't want this. You wanted to stop it. You have to prove that to me now. Because at the end of the day, we have to stop this from happening to someone else. Right?
What happened to me?
Jen, we're going to have to deal with it one step at a time, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. I need to know what you did. And then you and I are going to work through this together. Because the most important part of this whole thing is that we do the right thing for your mom. Right? I am her voice right now. I'm working for your mom. That's my job. And I have to get to the bottom of this for your mom.
Appealing to compassion isn't necessarily uncommon when the crime is first-degree murder, yet it can send a mixed message when a justification for the crime was a focus point early on. The detective takes his chance with it, which at first appears to work. Jennifer initially responds in a poignant manner, but you'll soon come to notice that her empathy, alongside her concern, is solely focused on herself.
But we got to start.
But what happened to me?
Well, I don't know at this point, okay, because I don't know what you're going to tell me other than that you were involved, but I need to hear it. What this all was a last-ditch effort to live your own life, to be your own person, to make your own decisions. Look at all your friends. Look at all the people around you. Does anyone else have a curfew for 9 o'clock at 24 years of age? You had no choice here, Jen. I know that. And anybody else in your situation would have done the exact same thing. The only thing different is I would say that they'd have done it a lot earlier. They would have looked for a way out. When did you first start planning this? When was the final straw? What was the final straw? So that's what this is all about. Do you want to be a good person here?
Jennifer knows exactly what questions to answer and what ones to ignore. Anytime a question is non-incriminating, she gives a response. Yet when they are incriminating, she remains silent. She is no doubt feeling the pressure, but still very aware of the situation and the potential ramifications of her words.
Okay. And you know when a good person makes a mistake, they have to face that mistake, right? Right? What do you think should happen? I don't know. You're going to prove to people that you know what the right thing to do is. That's what is going to happen. That's what your mom wants right now. She's watching us here. She's wondering, is Jen going to make the right decision here? Is Jen, after all of this, going to come out on top doing the right thing? I'm here for you, Jen. I'm here for your mom. Well, you have to tell, it's one of those situations, you know what, we know that what you did, okay? But you have to be able to explain to me what happened, okay? I can't tell you what's exactly going to happen to you. You just have to be brave here. You have to be brave.
"3 hours, 20 minutes, and 26 seconds. The exact amount of time it took for Jennifer to display genuine emotion. The investigator would later testify this was the first moment the suspect was being authentic. He allows her to fixate on whatever thought brought this on, and remains completely silent for just under 2 minutes.
Sorry, aren't you? They were supposed to take you?
Like, she's lying. She's literally lying, dude. Like, this is a lie, bro. This is literally a fucking lie. And Chad is 100% like saying like, oh, she's abusive, da-da-da, all this shit. Like, that's fucking insane. I'm actually mind blown by the way that the chat's been behaving. Like, and they haven't even realized that I'm stalling because it's top of the hour, coming early to you this time around. Running an ad break right now. You fucking sick freaks. There's people who have been literally calling it out 15 minutes in advance. Top of the hour every hour. It's time for a 60-second ad break. I still got a lot of you this time, okay? I gotta fucking switch it up on you. That's abusive, by the way. I'm being abusive to you by switching it up on where the ad breaks are. Now, of course, if you'd like to no longer see the ads, you can subscribe, use a VPN, ad block. You can subscribe for free with a motherfucking Twitch Prime. You freaks, dude. You guys are freaks. Some of you are literal freaks. 15 minutes out, people are calling it out. Jesus Christ. Anyway, here's the fucking ad break now. Azan's such a good streamer. He makes the ads content. Yeah, we gamify everything here. Yeah, I'm gaslighting you guys. I'm gaslighting you. You realize that now they're going to start spamming early? I know, dude. I know. Well, you know, maybe I'll just never run the ad until later. Why is there someone who keeps saying dream face reveal on Twitter? For the record, I have looked into additional details of this while the interrogation was going on, and there are things that they've done. His face has been leaked. Oh, Jesus Christ. How the fuck did they successfully dox him? That's crazy. I already ran the ad. Just run the ad and piss, you loser. No, I ran the ad. I'm waiting for it to be done so I can fucking start when the ad break is over, okay? That's why I was fucking stalling. So, because I don't want people who read the ads to, or who watched the ads to fucking miss the content. It's done. It just ended. Let's go.
What? Okay. So you're supposed to take the whole family out?
No, just me.
What went wrong?
I don't know.
The detective now has one foot in the door. It's not an outright confession, but Jennifer has now admitted to planning the home invasion all along. And although she asserts that she was the intended target while her parents were meant to be spared, the information she has now given is enough to place her under arrest. Jennifer is no longer going home after this interview. The detective now presses for more information on the amended storyline. It's essentially step one of day one all over again, but from a more powerful position. He knows she is still lying, and now locks her into as many lies as possible within the new narrative.
What happened?
I don't know.
Why did it change?
I don't know.
Okay, what do you know? How come it was supposed to be you?
Because I didn't want to be here anymore.
Why not?
Because I was a disappointment.
Okay, you made mistakes, but nothing that couldn't be corrected. Why was it supposed to be you?
Everyone
I don't think this police officer knows what this person has done to people who have abused her, or who she is pursued as, who she's perceived as being abusive. I don't know. He's making some mistakes right now.
to be free from me.
Why did it happen this way then?
I don't know. Everyone to be free from me. I was disappointed in everything.
Okay, but why did it have to happen this way?
Because when I tried suicide, I failed.
What did you want done? How?
Didn't matter.
This is a lie, by the way. This is literally
So
a
who did
fucking
you
lie.
get to do this then?
I don't know who he is. I just got his number.
Okay, and what's his number?
I don't memorize it.
For the record, for those of you who don't know, she murdered them instead of fucking living with her boyfriend, who the parents originally didn't want her to live with because he was selling weed, which is like a fucking weak ass excuse, but like still, I mean, like it's like who gives a shit, right? But the reason why she wanted to murder them is because she calculated that she would win $500,000 in insurance. So that's the reason. That's the reason why she murdered them instead of just like living with her boyfriend. So yeah, motherfucker, keep crying about like abused. She was abused. That's why she's this way. Literally fucking paid for this, and tried numerous times. By the way, not once. The motive is because she wanted to make $500,000 off of murdering her parents. And also on top of that, I was surprised, motherfucker. This wasn't the first time she tried to execute them with an assassin. This is the second time, and this time it was successful, but only half successful because she was kind of a failure. Okay? Yeah, girl boss, gaslight, slay queen, right? Chat? She's also lying currently.
She skirts around the questions surrounding her accomplices and gives multiple fake names. She
Someone
stated
seems
that she
kinda
got the number
pro-cop.
of the supposed hitman from an acquaintance
Are you
named Rick,
fucking
and that she took
insane?
everything from there over the phone. It becomes apparent she doesn't want to give up, or even mention her boyfriend, so for the time being the detective allows her to recount her amended narrative in the manner she pleases. She gets to the moment she instructed the hitman over the phone about her planned suicide.
I told him that I wanted to be killed.
And did he think that was something crazy?
He said, "Are you sure that's what you want?" And I said, "Yes."
Because I don't think many people get that request. Do you?
No, but that's what I wanted. And he asked me over and over just to make sure I was sure. And I said I was sure.
Okay, so what did you ask him to do then?
Come take me out and then leave.
Okay. Why did they do it when you were, when your parents were there then?
Never alone. In the nighttime.
Okay. So that meeting you had with Rick, you told him what you wanted?
No, I just said that I wanted, if he knew anybody who could take care of something that I needed, just that I wanted to be killed.
And he said what?
Here's the number.
Did he have the number with him that day?
Yes.
Okay. What did he say he would do?
He just like told me to take care of it. Let me do me.
So your specific request to him was what?
To come in and make sure you kill me.
So he does come into the house, and you're the obvious only young girl there, right? Okay. When he came to your room,
Yes.
what discussions did you have with the guy that came to your room? The real discussions you had, not what you told us.
Where was the money? And I showed him where the money was.
Okay. But he obviously said, I'm here to do what you asked.
He never said anything like that.
What did he say?
Just like hands behind your back.
Did he discuss ways with you how he would do it?
No.
Did you request any way for him to do it?
To make sure no one else was around.
Okay. Why didn't they do it the way you wanted?
I don't know. I asked them to take me with my mom when they took them away.
Hey, notice how she's still fucking lying, by the way? While she's crying and trying to fucking cry her way out of this situation, she's still lying about what actually took place. The father already gave a testimony, if you recall, but you probably don't believe him because he was abusive, obviously, some of you. Recall that he literally said that she was walking around. This motherfucker literally survived a bullet wound to the head to wake out of a coma just to be like, my daughter was walking around and tried to get us executed. No, the dad didn't die. I don't know why people keep saying the dad died.
It doesn't seem to make sense.
I know, it doesn't make sense to me. Because I was
But it's seriously okay for the cop to coerce info from her? It's just as manipulative as chest sending long message. Oh, fuck you. I don't think it's okay for cops to fucking coerce this much. Especially because, like, we're watching the only successful instances without recognizing the reality that, like, in a lot of instances, this kind of coercive, manipulative interrogation behavior, interrogation technique is straight up used to fucking, to get false testimonies all the time. All the fucking time, dude. False confessions all the time. Central Park 5, specifically when the victims aren't like rich middle class, Asian girls or rich middle class white people, but instead poor ass fucking black kids. Okay, Central Park 5. Again, reminding you guys that literally happened. Central Park 5. So it happens to poor white people too. So this channel does have a good video on this, but I just want you to remember that, like, in more cases than not, this is used to get fucking false convictions. This is used to get false testimony. I just want to, again, remind you, because we're literally just looking at the successful instances of edge cases where people like you, where you go, they deserved it. They deserved it because they're like fucking caught dead to goddamn rights. Okay?
Can you sit up for a minute, Jen? Okay, look at me.
The detective wants an outright confession, and the second direct confrontation is about to commence. Only this time it will be a lot more aggressive, as he doesn't have to worry as much about the suspect locking up or requesting counsel. She is under arrest and going to jail after this interrogation no matter what.
Look at me. Okay. What I do believe is that you went to somebody. And I do believe that night you paid them the $2,000. But what's not true is it was never for you. Okay, Jen, no. Okay, you went to this person and you asked them to do a job. And the job was for your parents. You asked them to do this job on your parents, Jen. Okay, let's be truthful. Okay, nobody's going to come there and get the wrong people. If you wanted to kill yourself, Jen, you're not going to pay somebody $2,000 to do it.
I couldn't do it myself.
Okay, but there's other ways, okay? And if that was going to happen, they could have taken you outside and done it anywhere. It wouldn't matter, would it? If you really wanted to die, all they would have had to do is pull up beside you in a car and shoot you. You made a specific request, and the job was for your mom and dad. Okay, nobody's going to come in there and do the wrong job. Okay? Nobody's going to do that.
Bro, you can't get a fucking bargain on murder. Okay? You just can't get a bargain on a double homicide. Like, everybody knows this now, especially. Also, the hitman is always a cop. Oh, straight up.
They came, you paid, and they did what they were supposed to do. And the plan was for your parents.
Me.
Okay? Jen, you have to be honest with it. This is the only thing that's in contention here. Okay? You made the mistake, okay? Everybody understands. Everybody in this police department feels sorry for you. I can tell you that right now. Okay? Because they've seen what you're going through. It's so obvious. Okay? That all this tension they put out, basically this is like a volcano, all right? And at one point,
Jeez, this is a Hitman cop video? Oh my god, we're watching that after.
You erupted, okay? And you made a bad decision, okay? And once you hired this guy, there was no turning back. Now, in the original story, you said that you hid your cell phone, okay? If it was for you, you wouldn't have hid your cell phone. That would have never happened. So it's in conflict.
It's not hidden. It's just I put it there naturally.
Okay.
It's what I naturally do.
Okay, but you...
Chat, he doesn't understand. Stop saying he understands. He literally is doing this to get a confession out of her. Oh my fucking god, dude. Stop, please.
said on tape that you hit it there.
Chat is like literally, there's like dudes in the chat who are like, see, he gets it. Like, you're literally getting duped by this fucking cop, okay? Just like she is. And it's the same chat who was originally saying like that she was so stupid for falling for, or she was so stupid for fucking, self-reporting and shit.
And that they didn't know about it. That's your language, not mine, Jen. All they wanted was so much success out of you, they were not even looking at you as a person. They were looking for a success story.
This is extremely
Instead
manipulative.
of just saying, whatever Jen wants is what's good for us.
For the record.
Whatever she's happy with. As long as she's happy in her life, I'm happy with it. If she wants to work at Eastside Mario's for the rest of her life, that's fine. If she wants to be a piano teacher, that's great. If she wants to continue figure skating, that's wonderful. Why would somebody shoot someone they didn't have to shoot?
I don't know. I can't figure that out.
And actually not shoot the person they're supposed to shoot?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, why didn't you tell us this that night then?
Because I was scared.
Scared of what? Telling the truth?
Yes. That I wanted to die. But
Okay,
instead,
but listen, if you wanted to die, you would tell us everything because it wouldn't matter. Jen? If you really wanted to die, you would tell us everything because it doesn't really matter. Right?
It does matter because the wrong person got hurt. And my dad is suffering.
I appreciate that's what happened in the end, but that's what was supposed to happen. Okay? The good thing about this is your dad did live. And that went against the plan. If you could make this decision over, you would change it. Okay? You would change it. Right?
Of course. If I knew who was going to get hurt, of course I wouldn't.
Jen, you knew who was going to get hurt. That's the whole issue here. Okay, that's the whole issue here. You gave them the plan for your parents, right? That's all I need to hear.
No.
Jen, you did.
No. And this is not going to go anywhere because I wanted them to kill me.
Tell me what happened.
I told you what happened.
Okay, all of it.
You did.
Okay, all you have to do is tell me right now.
Dude, he's so horny to get a confession that he's like, he's being super fucking annoying, dude. He's like, I know it's his job, but like, god damn, dude.
Bill, yes, I made a mistake.
Bill, yes, I made a mistake.
This plan was for my parents.
The detective gets no further admission from this point forward, so he leaves Jennifer alone for 3 minutes to play with her hair before he comes back and charges her with first-degree murder.
Okay. I need you to listen close to me, okay, Jen? At this point in the investigation, okay, I'm going to be arresting you for murder. Okay? Also attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Do you understand that? Just have to tell me if you understand those charges. Just say yes or no.
By the way, we've only watched like an hour and 27 minutes. She's been there for 4 hours and 23 minutes at this point. Remember.
So what
Get
we're going
fucked,
to do
by the
right
way, to
now
her,
is,
is
do you
what I
have your
said.
own lawyer?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have a lawyer you would like to speak to that you know of?
No.
Okay. Would you like to speak to duty counsel?
I just want to talk to someone who can help me understand.
Okay, so who would that be?
I don't know.
So do you have a lawyer?
You said that you were on my side. And I was,
Okay, I am on your side, Jen.
Bro, she
What would
is
you-
fucking... Yo, she is such a fucking manipulative Andy, dude. She's not fucking... Dude. She is scary as fuck, dude. She's scary as fuck.
What would you like to do?
I don't have any idea what to do.
Do you want me to call duty counsel for you?
Okay?
Okay. Or is there any other lawyer that you would like?
I don't know what I need.
Okay. So at this point, you wish to speak to duty counsel then?
Sure.
Okay. So what I'm going to have to get you to do is actually empty all your pockets on the table here. I'm going to make sure that they're making a call to duty counsel, and we'll line that up, and you can speak to the duty counsel in private, okay? We've made a call to duty counsel, and we're just waiting for them to call back, okay? Need a drink of water or anything? What's that? I do have to go and speak to these officers, but I'll come back and speak to you, okay?
She's like, if only I had another $2,000, I get you murdered right now, you fucking son of a bitch. She's like, just stay in here, dude. Come on, I have some friends that want to see you.
Well, we got to take care of the lawyers, okay? That's the priority right now, okay?
The next time Jennifer would see this detective would be when he testified at her trial. It began on the 14th of March, 2014, and Jennifer pled not guilty to all charges. Her interrogation tape was one of the more damning pieces of evidence put forward by the prosecution. Yet the most damning were the 116 text messages between her and her boyfriend in the 6 hours leading up to the murder. They thought using burner phones to communicate would cover their tracks, yet forensics were able to uncover the entire discussion just 1 month after the incident. They spoke in detail about how the crime would be carried out, and it was enough to convict them both, as well as each of the intruders who were linked to the crime via DNA evidence and witness testimony. They were all found guilty of first-degree murder and given a life sentence without the possibility of parole for 25 years. Jennifer Pan is now 34 years of age. She is currently serving her sentence at the Grand Valley Institution for Women in Kitchener, Ontario. She will be first eligible for parole in November of 2035.
So, the thing I was gonna say here, you spoke over the phone about the murder. Yeah, no, she's dumb as fuck. So here are some things that I want to mention to you guys. Okay, so first and foremost, I can't find that story now, but I found like a Reddit link to the story where the most heartbreaking part is when the mother pleads with the assailants not to hurt her daughter, not knowing her daughter is the mastermind. I can't find the actual story, though. The story's not showing up. It's like going to a page not found. But also, the other shit that I wanted to tell you is that there are some things that the parents do that like are way over the top. I would even go so far as to say abusive, obviously. What was it? Like they wouldn't like, they had extremely high expectations of her, all that sort of stuff, made her take piano lessons. That stuff is normal like aggressive parent shit. Normal aggressive parent shit, but like, wow, we were right. Chat was right. None of it justifies what the fuck she did, but also I think she's still a piece of shit. Like I would say that like you guys are making it seem as though her murder is directly linked to the parents' behavior. Okay? Her murder is not linked to her trying to execute her parents are not linked even remotely to her parents' like behavior that you could even fucking remotely consider abusive. Okay? It's part of it. It literally is. You are wrong. That's what I'm fucking pissed off about. And guess what? You're gonna go back and act like you didn't just say that. It's part of it. It's part of it. It's part of it. She wanted a fucking insurance payout. You dumb motherfuckers. I caught you. You literally got into my fucking trap. I wanted you to get caught in 4 fucking K to say that her parents' abuse is the reason why. The parents got fucking murdered. Bitch. Guess what? Yeah, you just got sprung, dude. On a motherfucking trap. This is the part that's like annoying. Karen Cahoe, Han was seen as a classic tiger dad, and Bick was his reluctant accomplice. The Pans picked Jennifer up when classes ended each day and monitored her extracurricular activities very closely. They never permitted her to date boys while attending high school or to attend high school dance out of fear that these activities would distract her from her academic commitments. Jennifer was not permitted to attend. If you consider this to be even remotely like that, that is like at the border of abusive behavior, okay? Because that is over the top. But not even fucking remotely is something that you could fucking turn around and say is part of the reason why she became a fucking murderer. Okay? Jennifer was not permitted to attend any parties during her time, and her parents believed that she was attending university. That's bad parenting. That's bad parenting. That is bad fucking parenting. Okay? Not every instance of bad parenting is literally fucking emotional or physical abuse. Now, at the age of 22, she'd never gone to a club, never been drunk, visited a friend's cottage, or gone on vacation without her family. Jennifer and her friends reportedly regarded this upbringing as restrictive and greatly oppressive. Despite her parents' high expectations, Jennifer received good grades in lower school, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay? Now explain to me why her parents being over the top and overcorrective and overzealous led to her wanting to murder them for insurance money. Explain that to me, motherfucker. And trying twice to murder them. Not once, but twice to murder them. Bitch, that's my upbringing. My parents are still alive, though.